Hi guys, how are you? I hope everything is working and we are going to start in a moment. So if you are watching, don't forget to share that on Facebook so everybody can see it. You can share on Instagram as well because we are starting in about 5 minutes. I'm just going to set up everything. Okay, I think I can see it. Okay, I can see 4 people already. Asha, hi, hello. Tara, yes, I'm just starting, so you don't have to worry at all. Guys, it would be great if you can help me with spreading the word outside because people usually get very busy and they forget about things. So please put the link on Facebook, put a link on Instagram and give me thumbs up so we are more visible on YouTube when people are searching for us, and hopefully they're going to see and then it is going to this is going to start. Yes, this is not today. Patreon video is tomorrow, and I am of course preparing, and I am going to make some steps in advance. And boo, hello, welcome to my dungeon. Welcome to my dungeon. I put new decoration on the wall, one of my spookiest possible canvases I made probably 10 years ago, so perfect for Halloween vibe. And I'm here today with you for a really relaxed and nice stream where I'm going to show you some techniques and some ideas that are going to work really well for the Halloween or a little bit gothic or dark theme inspired project. And I think it is still enough time because it's just the beginning of the month. So if you're planning to do some decorations, if you want to do hello, oh, New Zealand, wow, this is very early for you. If you're going to think about some decorations, some nice cards, or maybe some projects that are going to be a little bit inspired with more dark and darker themes, hello Elena, your new patron, thank you so much for the support. I can see a lot of my patrons joining. You are really organized people. Thank you so much for doing that. So maybe let's give her 2 more minutes. I will just talk a little bit in the meantime with you. I will say hello. So everybody, whoever wants to join, you will join. If you can put it on my Facebook wall as well, just so tag me. It will be helpful so people can find it. Also, if you can put it in Finnabair and Friends Open Studio, the link will be much easier to find for all the people who may be interested. So if you can help me with spreading the word, that is going to be great. So what I wanted to do this weekend, it is the idea to focus on kind of magical and a little bit Halloween or darker mood inspired projects, because October is the perfect month for that. I think this is just the great topic, and that's why we have 2 live streams day after day. Today for everybody, so it is open for all the people, whoever wants to watch, and tomorrow it is for patrons only. So if you're wondering how it works, my patrons are here as well. This is like a monthly subscription, and that means if you pay a monthly fee, and lowest one to get videos is €10 per month, you are just getting exclusive classes and a lot of other benefits and a special group and a lot of support, and you can join and you can cancel anytime, and as long as you're the patron you have the access to all the content that I created previously as well. So I really highly recommend, because if you were complaining you can't take any classes from me, this is perfect opportunity to have fresh classes 2 times a month minimum. And guys, welcome to everybody. I can see people from Sweden, from New Zealand, from Israel. My Anat, who is my design team member, is here, so she can help you if you have any questions. Also, Nuneka is here. She is one of my patrons, of course. And we've got a really nice mix of people here coming. Oh, hello! Welcome, Jerry. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And I hope I'm going to entertain you today. Oh, Belgium. Welcome, another one of my patrons. And if you're wondering how to join on Patreon, you would like to see the projects I'm doing, I'm sure one of my patrons will drop you a link in the comments so you can check that later. And I will just show you what I'm going to do tomorrow. California. Well, it's beautiful middle of the day for you. So look, this frame I made for Prima probably over a year ago, probably 1.5 years. And I never really had the chance to work on it. So now my plan is to finally use it for very really fun project, which is going to be inspired by the Slavic fairy tale folklore character Baba Yaga, who lived in the woods in a special house on the chicken leg. So I want to transform that into a chicken house, and of course I need to put some interesting stuff inside, and I'm going to alter the whole project. So it's going to be Baba Yaga's house tomorrow, and I will need to do a bit of construction because this house is going to have wings, and this house is going to have a lot of spooky stuff around it, and it's going to be in those forest vibes. So I hope you are going to enjoy it. Hello to Gabi and hello to Mixed Media Arts. So you are really kind. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here. And I really, really am grateful for all the support. And my job today is to entertain you a little bit. So give me just a second. I will make sure that everything looks correctly on the screen when I will check on my computer, and we are going to start the show. And just in case, if you have any questions, I can see the comments on the screen on the other side, like on the other screen. So if I'm not answering, try to use bold letters because maybe I'm too busy painting and it's just, you know, maybe not possible to see at the moment, but don't be shy. I'm really happy to help. And I will just check and I will be with you in a moment. So I will just give you something nicer to look at. Hello, Oriana. Hello. It's like one big family here today. Oh, hello, people. Hello. We've got inspirational color palette here. Hello, Patricia. And I'm just going to check if everything is okay. I think it is, but you know, just for being safe. You probably can still hear me. Okay, I can see it here. So, are you ready? I hope you are ready. We are going to talk a little bit about useful techniques and ideas that may be very, very good to use on the projects which are inspired by Halloween with the darker mood or the night mood. And that's one of the examples of the project that I made in the class. And I picked it as an example because it is in perfect color palette for something that we can do for Halloween. And some of these ideas and techniques may be great inspiration for today's project. Of course, I'm not going to do exactly what is here. I'm not going to copy exactly at all. I have other plans, but this is going to give you some idea what kind of result we can get working with techniques I'm going to show you today. And this is perfect project also for beginners, people who are just starting, because it's not going to be very complicated. It doesn't need any special skills. It is really, I would say, user-friendly and beginner-friendly. So when I was preparing for the video, I took a photo and I put those HDF houses on the photo so you can imagine that we are going to work on that. And this is exactly my plan. I want to make like a spooky house or a spooky castle. And that is going to be really nice combination of the elements. I was thinking, should I put something in the windows? But then I decided if we want to put it as decoration, it may be a really cool idea to put some light behind. So that is going to create lovely effect, even to put it on the window for the Halloween decoration. So I decided just to keep it as it is. First of all, this is HDF, so also called MDF. So something which is quite slippery, and I suggest it's a very good idea to start with coat of any gesso before you will do the gluing or painting, because the slippery surfaces like that, they may cause some problems with chipping off the product. Kasia Salmanowicz is here. She is the mastermind behind the Artistico brand, and also she is my design team member, and these ones are her products, so that's why her eyes are glowing at the moment. And I was thinking that maybe I should do like a little porch, but later I decided I want to create like a castle. So I'm going to layer this smaller house on the top of the bigger one, and we are going to work on the details here to make it more interesting. So it is going to be something quite special. Of course, I know not all of the countries celebrate Halloween, but I'm in Ireland, and this is the country that started it all, and they are the origins of Halloween. They come from here. But I think the Gothic mood and the idea about creating something darker or maybe like night inspired, they're going to appeal to more people, not just for the Halloween season. As you can see, I have one little problem here. So these windows are going to be visible behind the small house. So I'm just going to put a piece of paper here. This way we are going to make nice matte start. So I will just stick it in the right place. And because I really want to have a lot of lovely textures, so the shine is going to be visible, I'm going to work with different kind of paste on the top. And I will give you some good recommendations if you would like to decide which is the best for you. Let me just plug in my camera, so this is not going to die in the middle of the process. Yeah. And I'm going to start with just sticking a little bit of the paper on the back of the house. Yes, this house is really beautiful. This was my thinking exactly when I looked at the design, and I was thinking like, I really want to do something with it. So when I had to make decisions what kind of projects I want to do for you this month, concept of creating a Halloween spooky house is really on the top of my list. Yeah, we can do a Christmas house, of course. This is just the idea, and houses are all good for every season. Of course, October is the great excuse to do Halloween projects. It is a little bit easier to get away with some a little bit crazy stuff during that month, so it is not so hard for us to also work with darker colors. And I love dark colors, and I love the shine, and I love the metallic combination of colors on our project. And because this is going to be castle, right, I wanted to use different textures, and my idea was to use graphite paste on the bottom and crackle on the top, so it's going to meet somewhere in between. And of course the crackle is not going to be so quick to dry, so I'm going to start with a bit of the crackle paste. This is white crackle, and I picked it because this is the fastest drying crackle, so it is going to be the easiest to use. And if you don't know how crackles work, you can imagine this is paste that needs to be applied in quite thick layer to create interesting crackling look. So as you can see, I'm spreading that almost like icing on the cake. It is not too thin. I want to get nice results. And you're thinking, oh my God, she's putting this white crackle on the top of black gesso. What was the point of using the black gesso anyway? Well, it was just one of the options. I don't really have to use black gesso because it is not visible under the crackle that much. But I will be starting with the graphite paste from the bottom, so it's going to be black on black, and that makes a lot of sense. You can see how much of the crackle I put, right? It is quite a lot. And I will repeat the same thing on the top of the smaller house, so it's going to look really pretty, and the baby wipes are not coming, and with a lot of nice detail. Crackles are usually very moody art mediums, so they don't like to be dried quickly. They like to be left to dry naturally. That's why I'm starting with this crackle now. And my good advice is to put it always on the coat of gesso, because it is going to provide better results, which means you never know exactly what was on the surface that you are working on. Maybe the crackle, after it will start to crack, it will start to chip off. So gesso makes the sticking process a little bit easier. Next reason why I'm using white crackle is because this crackle dries quicker, and you can dry it a little bit with the heat gun without big damage to the structure. Most of the crackles, they don't like heat guns. This one is kind of okay. So if I have to do some techniques with the crackles in the classroom, I usually will use the white crackle because it's the safest and the easiest. And if you leave it as it is going to look like the paint peeling off the wall. So if you really want to help your crackle dry, make sure you're going to dry from the distance. In general, crackles like to be left in the dry and warm place, and you just let them breathe and don't interrupt. This is the best you can do. In the situation when you are teaching a class or you're doing live show like I do, you have to do very delicate drying. And in fact, my plan is to continue working on it, trying not to touch that part, so it will be crackling from time to time naturally. Okay? Any questions about the crackles? I just want to tell you that clear crackle is back in stock at Prima, and I was so happy to see it back because this was one of the most popular products from the Art Extravagance range, and you can get it now in a big jar and looks like crushed glass. It's absolutely beautiful. So clear crackle, if you are in need of the special textures, this is a great solution because it's also a great finishing product. It really makes a lovely crushed glass effect. Ah, these are not restocking. Oh, well, I'm so sorry. Now look, hopefully you can see already a bit of crackling started here, right? Hello, Isabel, hello. So this is what happens when you have thin layer of crackle. It is going to be fine and delicate texture like this, right? So if you want to get more dramatic effects, you have to put thicker coat. This is how it works, and this is a natural thing because the only texture that is crackling is the paste, and only the paste. So the thicker it is, the more dramatic effect you're going to get. So I can see the crackling starting already. I hope you can see. I hope this is not out of focus. And of course, a little bit of drying on the little house as well. Generally, we want to create spooky, old look. So any kind of imperfections we're going to have are going to be natural effects of the Halloween house. So no worries that maybe something is going to be a little bit dirty in the paste or so on. Yeah, you can see around the smaller windows, and here the crackles are already starting, right? Of course, if you're planning to paint on the top, these may not be visible. That's why I intentionally put quite thick coat of the product in other parts. So this is going to be kind of fun. So let's leave it as it is. Hello to Veru from Panama. I have really international audience today. So my plan was to create different textures from the bottom and crackle on the top. So this is part of the plan. The second texture I would like to include is graphite paste. I'm not sure how many of you could see it in real life, so how it looks like in the jar and how it looks like after application, because in the jar it's really ugly. It looks like concrete paste, nothing too special, to be honest, nothing too shocking, but after drying it's absolutely beautiful, so you just have to give it a chance. And I'm just using the same kind of tool to take it out. And I will try to add the texture on the bottom parts, so it is going to have nicer, more interesting touches on the bottom as well. You don't have to put a lot. It's going to have some sand effect in it. So it's going to create a lovely texture anyway. And so far it looks gray, but no worries. After drying, it is going to turn black, because this is made of the black sand in the gel medium and also a little bit of glitter. Now look, if you want to get some special effects, you can touch it with your finger or with your palette knife, depending what you have on hand. And you can pick up a little bit of that paste. So it is creating even more dimensional effects. So again, this is something you can use for projects when you need this natural glow with a lot of vintage style projects. It doesn't have to be, of course, for Halloween, but it's very effective technique. After drying, you're going to see these textures as well. I think there are some Spanish speakers here, so if you're going to ask in Spanish, somebody may help. Nuneka can speak Spanish because she is Spanish, and I think Oriana, she can help as well. So if you have any questions, if you need some help with translation, please let us know, because there are people from all over the world here, and I'm sure somebody is going to answer your questions. Yeah, so look, I'm here adding this texture as well. Maybe taking that out a little bit. And if you are not a very patient person and you work with paste, you can use the structure of the paste to stick some stuff in it. It is possible to stick something with the graphite paste. However, I don't really think it is going to hold, the crackle is going to hold anything. Okay, so I can put one house on the top of another, just to start. You can see the crackles are getting bigger, so this is natural process. And this is not too bad. Look, this is happening already. And if you feel that you need a little bit more somewhere, no, a little bit more of the texture, you can always put more of the graphite effect as well. So let me put one on the top of another. I'm going to use a bit of the heavy body gel for that, and then I will dry the graphite paste, and then we will think what kind of elements we can use to make it really, really cool. Yeah, finger. Yeah, it is very international because we have people from all over the world, and I just always say how great it is that mixed media, finer cracks. Finer cracks are coming from the thinner layers. The bigger cracks come from the thicker layers. So you can see here was thicker layer and it is going to be bigger crack. And then if you have very, very fine, hopefully here you can see, they're going to be delicate. This is going to crack more dramatically. And this, while these parts are more delicate, more, I would say, subtle, right? Oh, you can see that. So now I'm going to use heavy body gel to stick one on the top of another. Where's my heavy body gel? Here. A heavy body gel is very, very thick gel medium, and I use it a lot for my embellishments. This is almost empty jar, but it's okay. I have one more here. You can see it's so dry already. But heavy body gel anyway is very thick gel medium. So it is not a big surprise. It does look like this anyway. So I'm going to make more in a castle style. So it does look like a gate to the castle, or like the smaller tower of the castle and the bigger tower of the castle. And of course, after that, we are going to work also on some elements that are going to transform that into the proper spooky house. Okay, a bit of drying. I'm mostly trying to dry just the graphite paste. We have also a French speaker here, so as you can see, very international group. There are also Polish speakers, just in case if you have questions, and German speakers. You can see the sparkles start to shine. This is from graphite paste drying. and it starts to look really, really pretty. I can't promise I will see everything after painting, but at least maybe in some parts I will be able to have this nice graphite look. Hello to Sweden and hello to Pakistan. So you can see the graphite paste is turning darker. And in the meantime, the crackles are getting even more visible because I'm drying the background. And it also gets a little bit of that heating. So if you are a beginner and if you are not confident about the crackle paste, I would recommend buying white one because it's the most forgiving I have, and I think it's really easy to use. Crackles, as I told you, are delicate, so they don't like to be rushed, but as you can see with the sensible timing, it is almost showing the full crackles already. So white crackle, it is very user-friendly. Clear crackle is a little bit more sensitive, but still it's quite simple to use. We improved the formula of the clear crackle, and I'm much more happy with the results as well. Yeah, this graphite paste is really beautiful when it is dry. No, I don't have the list of products because I don't. But I will try to post it after. Because of course I forgot. Yeah, I'm not the master of self-promotion, unfortunately. Okay, it's not completely dry yet. It will get darker, but you can see what I was trying to explain with the graphite paste. It's a combination of the black sand and a bit of glitter and kind of neutral transparent background. So it really has lovely texture and really nice shine as well. So I would recommend for the structures, if you're really looking into something dark, graphite paste is great option for the Halloween projects or for the gothic darker themed projects, also for the grunginess. Graphite paste is great texture. So after painting, it is almost like sanding paper. So that looks nice. And here you can see crackles are happening. They're not completely dry yet, but you... Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. No, the truth is I had a lot of calls today, and I had my class as well, personal class, and I didn't really have the time to do so, so I feel very bad. But guys, you can always watch it again, and I promise after this I will make a full list of products for you so you can have a checklist and see what you need, okay? Is that a deal? Okay. This is part of the me. Like, I am not always great at organizing everything to promote perfectly. Like, I just enjoyed creating so much. So my white gesso has molded and became rock hard in a few months. Is this normal? No, this is not normal at all. This is the first time I hear that you got mold on the gesso. That is very strange, and I'm wondering what happened. Is it possible that it was stored in the wrong condition in the shop, maybe? Or maybe frozen and then something happened? Because why would it mold? Like, I know, like, I still have to learn a lot. Of course, later you can also paint the other part of the house. But we are focusing on the pretty stuff on the front. So I was thinking, what can I do to make it look really spooky and really Halloween? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. No, it could be contaminated with something because gesso, as it is, it's nothing organic in it. It's like growing a mold on, I'm not sure what, on some chemicals, you know. This is not usual thing. Okay, so I have some things that may be useful. So first of all, I got some of the mechanical elements, and I'm thinking about using them maybe in some parts. Some small screws. I've got leaves, and they usually come in a packages like that, so they can imitate the garden, because usually in front of the spooky houses there are overgrown gardens. I've got some stars to make it look a little bit cooler. This is another idea. I've got some flowers for the overgrown garden, right? And I also have a tray of everything. Yeah, generally everything. And I also have that skull that I wanted to use on the top. This is going to be the spookiest part of the project, so I can't really wait. And this is going to be like the top of the castle. Like, we are going for proper Halloween, but of course, you don't have to take it too seriously. I was thinking I have that crown. I think it's a very old embellishment from Melissa Francis, and you can see I ripped it off something. The skull is from very old Prima collection with Sandra Evertson. If you remember, there was a collection which is called Relics and Artifacrs, and then Sandra decided to go by herself, and she keeps selling her products on her own website. And that was one of the elements that was sold in the kit. So I was thinking we can combine that scary skull with the crown, so it looks like it is really castle. And I wanted to add the wings for extra spookiness. So this is like the most scary part of the project, and I have some plan that the skull is going to light, you know, so it's going to be lighter part of the composition, and I quite like that concept. I hope you like it, and I hope you're going to think about other options as well, because, you know, how it is Halloween, but you can put anything you like on your house, and as long as you're using proper strong stuff to glue things, it's going to hold really nicely. Yes, Prima had the skull, and that was again Relics and Artifacts collection with Sandra Evertson. She was the signature designer at Prima for some unfortunately short time. I really liked her stuff, and I still have some. She had really cool flaming hearts, and she had the skull. She had the crosses in. Yeah, there are some crosses here. I have cross as well. So, you know, Halloween is all about ghosts and witches and scary stuff. But if it's not your vibe, just try to look at the techniques and see if that is going to work for you, because I know this is not everybody's cup of tea. Yeah, the skull was in one of the sets. I think there were 2 sets in the skull in it, and I really like both of them. This is quite empty. I need to put something under so it's going to hold better. For example, let's use a bit of the cardboard, so it's not going to hang in the air so much. Hello to new people watching. I'm very glad you are here. Thank you for the support. And I'm very looking forward to our time together here. Oh, that is going to be much easier to stick now. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. So it is so great that we can play and try things. I'm just going to check if it's more or less straight. I think the crown has to go up a little bit. Oh, kisses to France as well. Thank you so much for joining. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here, because I know Friday night we could do something better, maybe watching Netflix or maybe spending time with the family or with friends. However, it is getting more and more complicated now. But I'm so, so happy that you are here. I think not bad at all, right? We are getting that castle feeling. And we can now try to get some nice details for the wings. In fact, I have the second pair of wings, and maybe I should do wings with the wings, because more wings is better. I don't want to put too much because I want to see the texture as well. But maybe the clock. Yeah, that is... I have brilliant idea. Oh my God, I have great idea. No, you are not the only Asian here. There are some people who are from Asia as well. So you don't have to worry at all. I'm sure you're going to find some company. Yeah, see? They are here. True, Netflix you can watch anytime. I'm looking for some small cogs. Oh, these are not bad at all. I'm going to use them on the top of the wings for more like mechanical detail. You know, when you work on something like that, it is the matter of your imagination. What you really want to get is up to you. You can do it in so many ways. And every time when you even work on the similar project, it is going to look a little bit different. So this is the whole beauty of construction. I'm going to just look through the stuff I have and find the best details I can fit inside. And now I have to find that thing I wanted to put here. And I hope it fits. I hope it fits. The eye. Oh. Barely. Oh, really barely. I will have to put something inside to make it work, but I have this plan with the spooky eye. Okay, though I'm not getting too excited because I have to work. But let's think. Let's maybe look at the bottom, what we can do to create the garden. The garden is going to grow all the way up. And I can start with some of the leaves from my mechanicals. And they can create the result. These are like bushes or trees growing. And it's going to be quite cool, I think. So I think I will try to go both ways from here. And see what is going to happen. Put the eye on the school. Like this. Oh my God. That will be very, very spooky. So I think that crown I have for many years. It looks like Melissa France's design, but I can't be 100% sure. But you can use it You can use anything you have on hand. Remember, in this kind of projects, it is really about creative freedom and ideas. And as long as you have a nice selection of the things on hand, you can create really amazing results. So look, I'm trying to find nicely fitting leaves that are going to imitate the bushes growing in front of the castle. In a way, this is similar to the concept I had on the canvas, just to show you this part that I'm inspired with. This canvas, you know, so the houses, they are in the garden, right? So this is what we are going for. We want to create similar garden. So that kind of look is going to be on the bottom. So I'm going to combine the leaves and the flowers and some other stuff. It's just a matter of finding right sizes and really cool details. It's a great moment to use the flowers that you don't really want anymore in your stash because they are too big or wrong color or something is not matching. Maybe some roses would work. And because this is the spooky house, I think we can absolutely add some of the mechanical elements in as well. These are from my older collection mechanicals. And of course, in the castle, things happen. There may be some parts of machines. There may be some mysterious constructions. So you don't have to worry too much about what you are using in the cluster of embellishments like that. It may be almost anything. So for all the people who are joining, I'm using heavy body gel I made for Prima. So this is very sticky, very thick gel medium. So it is helping me to put the elements in the right position, and gluing is quite easy. I don't have to wait with the next steps. I can just leave it where it is and it's going to hold quite nicely. So I'm just creating the look of the garden now using all the possible shapes and sizes of elements I have here. I will just lift it up in a moment so you can see the possible look. What have I got? Oh, that is going to be nice. It looks like leaves as well. Maybe this rose is going to go here. And you don't have to worry about the colors because it's going to be repainted. You can go with anything you like. So a little bit of the look on the one side of the garden. Yeah, heavy body gel and embellishments. Exactly. This is what I'm doing. Right? And of course, if you don't want to use your fingers, you can try using some other side of your brush, or maybe can I do something with this? Yes. Maybe some small spatula. That will be pretty. It just has to be smaller. It's a piece of chipboard I just found, and I think it does a very nice job here. It's very, very heavy, very sticky gel medium that I made to make my work easier and to make dimensional collage techniques easier for people. So this is from Prima Marketing, Art Basics Heavy Body Gel. So if you don't know the stuff, I'm sure you can try Googling it and to see where it is. It should be in most of the craft stores that they have Prima products, mixed media products in stock. Okay. If it's not going to be perfect, don't worry. Remember, we are going to paint it black. Okay, a bit of the progress so you can see what is happening. And now I can do on the other side of the garden, so it does look more or less equally heavy, right? It is going to be nicely balanced. I'm trying to find a big flower. Oh, this one is nice. It's one of my lotus flowers. Yeah, it is. It's maybe not precise glue, but it is great when it comes to sticking heavy elements on the top of your composition. So this is what was the purpose of that product. Just thinking, it's not like final decision yet. I need something here. Maybe I will find a smaller flower that can go. Poppy. Any kind of stuff you can find, it is going to work. This is the best part of this kind of creation. Or maybe this. This is not a bad idea as well. I need something for that part. Oh, there's something inside. Yeah, and this is how I feel, Nunu, about the project tomorrow. I can't wait for our live for patrons, where I'm going to do the Baba Yaga house, because I have it on my mind for so long. It is going to be, yeah, you prefer the eye. It is going to be so fun to make. And, you know, it's the best part if I can create something for you and for myself at the same time. I told you many times, having this group on Patreon is like the best thing that happened to me in a long time, because you make me create. And because you make me create, you also make me happy. And I'm absolutely grateful that it happened in my life. This is something that I really enjoy on so many levels. So going a little bit this way. Oh, thank you very much for the donation, Miss Lulu. Thank you for supporting the artist from faraway Ireland. Thank you so much for this lovely moment. And huge hearts, and I'm so excited. Thank you. This dog is the best. I absolutely love it. Okay, so look, we don't have much space left on the bottom. We have to find something, any upcoming new molds, maybe, but not in this release. Not yet. This release, which is coming now, it's going to be a little bit different. I can't give you all the details, of course, but there will be fun things, but not the molds. However, I know you like the molds a lot, so I will try to make some for you for the close future. Is that a deal? I'm very happy that you enjoy the time with me, really. So this is such a great exchange of the creative energy I have with you, so I really appreciate it. So I heard you prefer the eye. I should not even try something else. You already got excited with the eye, so maybe I will put this one here. It's going to be quite nice. I knew it. Like, I knew if I'm going to do something Halloween inspired, people will be thinking out of the box, and they will like to create some cool stuff. Beatrice, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You are so kind. Thank you. Oh, really, you make me feel so appreciated, and huge hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And look into my eyes. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And this is almost ready on the bottom. I don't want to cover too much because we wanted to see the texture. So now I'm just going to do some finishing touches around the skull, maybe 1 or 2 details on the bottom, maybe 1 more leaf for the garden. And I proclaim it finished because we want to see the beauty of the house. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I found it by accident. Thank you, Marita. See, I'm so clumsy. I'm so clumsy. I can't even keep my embellishments in place. Oh, that is nice. And now to cover that ugly part. Let's look for something pretty. Taram, tam, taram, taram, tam, taram. Maybe another flower. Oh, yep. Some stars, yes. Nuru, I will put some stars, of course. That's a good idea. And maybe the small leaf, the one that was dipped into the heavy body gel will go here. So when I looked at the house that Kasia created for Artistico, the one that I'm using now for the decoration, I was thinking it has so much of the potential and you can do a lot of cool projects with that. So that's why I wanted to include that in my live stream because I just enjoy working on surfaces like that. I have stars somewhere here already unpacked. I'm just looking on my table. Sugar, vintage, diamond, brads, and no stars. No numbers. Okay, numbers. I found hearts. Sometimes it is really frustrating. Pebbles, numbers. Numbers are not a bad option as well. Oops, sorry, number 13. That's a good idea. Let's take the new packaging then. It's not a problem. I think I need something here. It is very empty. Yeah, 13 is the best for Halloween. I may put pebble, small pebbles here. Oh, your birthday is on the 13th. Some people believe it is the opposite. If you are born on the 13th, you're going to be very lucky. Sorry. I'm looking for the smaller bits and pieces to fill the empty gaps. Sky Blue Hippie, you are thinking this way because I just have the confidence, like I just do it kind of naturally. This is my natural way of creating. So it is easy for me to find the empty spots that I can fill with something. So I don't have this fear that something will go wrong. I just enjoy it, and I can put details in the projects for a very long time because it just happens to me very naturally. But if this is not your natural style, you usually stop many times and you think, and because you think, it's going to feel like, oh, I struggle. It's not struggling. It's just you need more of the experience and a little bit more of the confidence, and just learn to accept how how the things go. I usually just look and I can feel like, oh, something is missing here. And if I don't like it, I can always remove it, right? So if it doesn't fit, it doesn't. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, and that's it. You're a goblin. Oh, wow, you were also born on Friday. Wow, that's a good combination. So you can see I started with the bigger ones and then I go with the smaller ones. This is the easiest way. If you don't know what to do, start with the big ones. In Latin America, Tuesday the 13th is the bad luck day. Wow. And we think it's the Friday. So I will try to remember that. This is interesting to know. Yeah, that looks a bit like the really cool structure. Almost like chicken pox. Or smallpox. This kind of pox that is happening from time to time. Tuesday, yeah. I was surprised as well. I was thinking this Friday the 13th is kind of more universal thing, but it is not. Okay, we have some stars, we have this spooky skull, we have the overgrown garden, and I think this is enough, because if we're going to do more, it is going to be too much and we don't see the textures. So what I'm going to do now, 13, sorry, 13. I need to find 13. 10, 12, 13. And maybe smaller version would be easier to fit. 10, 1, and 3. I would just prefer to have 3. Small 3. I need small 3. Got it. Yay! Perfect. I almost forgot. I got so distracted with thinking about Tuesday at the 13th that I almost forgot about the number. I will try to fit it here. 13. Spooky house number 13. this circle under the skull maybe. No, here goes the eye. If I'm going to remove the eye, we will be very upset. At least some of you. So I'm going to put it here on the house. I don't want to disappoint my lovely audience, so let's put the eye. I have so many of these eyes. I got them from China years ago, and they were always waiting for something. So today is the day. But I'm going to stick it later because I don't want to paint it by accident. Yeah, you forgot the eye as well. See, this is what happens. So now I will make some space on my table, and we're going to dry it, and then we will start painting. And painting is going to be very, very nice technique, good for beginners as well. And it's mostly going to be based on acrylic paints, and then finally on the wax. Stay there. If you would like to get some more ideas what are nice elements you can include in this kind of composition, you can also look for extra textures such as beads or art stones that are going to go into the details of the composition. I wanted to add some highlights because this is not going to be so dark project as this one. But if you have a closer look, you will see I added some textures, which are like imitation of the little berries or some kind of sand. These come from art stones. I'm not going to do that. I will use metallic microbeads instead when I will finish, because I want a little bit of the shine happening on the bottom of the house as well. But if you're looking for inspiration for grungy projects, for Halloween techniques, adding this kind of effect is going to make the results a little bit more edgy, and these textures are going to work pretty well. These are mini art stones, and art stones, I'm going to show you them in a moment. Oh, I painted my ring as well. Yep, so you can do that now and then paint it, or you can use metallic beads later. This is up to you. I want a bit of shine, so I'm going to use beads. And if you look at the art stones, you're wondering what kind of product it is because you are not familiar with it. It looks like delicate sand. I'm just trying to show you the jar, but of course, as always, when I take them out, I can't find them later. Story of my life. Here. So you can see art stones and mini art stones, they look like little prills, something like a bit of sand. So this is what I used in the project that I was teaching as a class. So you can sprinkle them, and the best way to glue them is to use some kind of liquid glue. For example, I use soft gloss gel, and then I apply it in the desired places. I sprinkle. So you will see that part once I'm adding the finishing touches to the composition, because with the micro beads you do exactly the same thing. So now a bit of drying, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer, because we need to make sure everything is going to stay in place. Yes, I love art stones as well. These are very, very addictive, and it is a great texture that is covering all the imperfections in the project as well. So if you have some things that you don't like too much, you can use your art stones to cover. And while it is drying, I will get a sip of tea. Oh, leftovers. So microbeads are similar in texture, but they are of course naturally metallic. So I have black microbeads I want to use, so they are going to be extra texture. Yes, art stones are very, very much a staple. They go in so many different ways on the project that they are really adding a lot of lovely visual effects. Bye bye, Eliza. You can always come back later and watch the results. You know, Gabi, this is not you need everything. Remember, this is always the matter of choice of the techniques you would like to try and to make decisions. What is really the most important and going step by step. Yeah, art stones are really good product and they go quite long way as well. So if you have a jar, you can use them for a long time. Thank you for watching. I know this is the problem with the time zones. It's not always easy to fit into the time zone that people can watch. That's why I decided to go on Friday and Saturday, because my patrons and my friends from Australia, they were upset that they can't watch live shows because they have to go to work on the next day. And New Zealand, the same problem. They wanted to join, but it was not possible. So now in New Zealand and Australia, it's very early morning on Saturday, and they are able to watch if they want to. So tomorrow is the same thing. Tomorrow I'm doing the live for patrons only, and it is going to be same time. So 7 p.m. of my time, 8 p.m. of Central European time, and then it's early morning. It's morning and early afternoon in the United States and South America and Canada, and it is very early morning on Sunday in Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and East Asia. The biggest problem is for India and Africa, because this is going to be very early morning. I'm trying. For me, it doesn't make big difference if it's Saturday or Sunday. I just don't want to clash with other people doing live streams. And for a long time on Saturdays, the group of girls, they were doing their Saturday streams, and I didn't want to interrupt them in any way. So I was thinking Sunday is better. And after 2 p.m. in Peru, not bad, Patricia. It could be worse. Yeah, 3:15 p.m. East Coast USA. Not bad. I know this is Friday, so it is for some people working day as well, but it is the best I can do with the time zones. So look at these crackles. You can see what happened now. The thicker layer of the crackle paste gave you those quite visible, lovely results, right? Wherever there was just a little bit of paste, you can see very, very fine crackles. So that is the difference in the thickness. If you want to get bigger crackles, thicker layer. If you want to have fine, delicate crackles, thin layer. And this is the whole secret here, right? 6 a.m. Saturday. I feel for you, Julie Parker. Julie, thank you so much for getting up so early. I am not a morning person, so I'm absolutely thrilled if somebody is that early. Okay, 3 a.m. in Singapore. Okay, you won the gold star today. You are the winner. This is absolutely crazy. Okay, so you can see the texture of the graphite paste. This is this shiny texture that I wanted you to see. You can see the texture of the crackle, and you can see our garden. And oh, thank you. You're so kind. Thank you. Thank you. You say nice things to me all the time. Thank you so much. So now, before you're going to start painting with gesso, it's good to check with your fingers if all the elements are staying in place, right? This is fine. These are, yeah, they are safe. This is the only one that I'm concerned about, this one here. So I'm going to use the heat gun on the leaves in that part to just add extra of the drying. So by accident, I'm not going to take off any of the embellishments. Yes, for the shabby chic crackles, especially white crackle, is perfect natural choice. So I am very, very grateful. It's back in stock after the long wait we had with this vendor, but finally it is done. And I have both white and clear crackle on my table now, and I use it as crazy. I made a tutorial, mini class for my patrons already. It's filmed, it just has to be edited, and there is clear crackle used in that project, and I hope it's going to be popular. So this is the class I'm going to release later this month to Patreon subscribers. Okay. Now, before we're going to paint, we need gesso, and gesso is going to help us to get nice even coat, even if we have metal embellishments, something that is going to be slippery, so naturally not easy to paint. Carefully with the embellishments, they are very hot now, so try not to touch them with your fingers. I just felt that. And this is sometimes mistake we do, like we touch too early and oh, it was painful. Now this is the brush for the gesso. I'm checking comments. Oh, hurricane. I'm so sorry, Donna. I know this is kind of the season of the storms is coming, but it's just insane how many hurricanes you are getting during the year in Florida. I can't even imagine. If there's any way to restore dried up 3D matte gel, as long as it is not completely dry, you can try adding fluid medium inside. This is acrylic binder. This is the one I made for acrylic paints, the liquid acrylics, or to make them more transparent, or for reviving the paint and pastes. But if it's completely dried up, like completely, it is not possible to move at all, probably not. Okay, it all depends on the level of damage happened. If it's not completely dry, it's fine. You're going to revive it. If it's completely dry, it will be a problem. Okay, try. Okay, if it's still a little workable, you should be able to revive it. If you don't have it, even a bit of warm water will help for now, or any other good quality fluid medium you can buy. Okay, we're going to prime everything with the black gesso again, especially, of course, the crackle. And I will try to avoid some parts of the graphite. So hopefully it's going to keep that sparkle visible. And of course, we go in all the details because we want this to be quite spooky. Also, as you can see, I'm putting quite thin layer of the gesso, especially on the crackle. I don't want to put too much because that will cover the whole texture. So it is better to do thinner coats than to go thick and bold and then lose your natural, beautiful crackle with it. So, of course, for Halloween projects, for any kind of darker projects, any techniques based on black gesso are like a staple. So, yes, exactly. After putting thinner layer of the gesso, crackles will be still visible. Look. See them? It's just a matter of right application, so I'm not putting too much. And this is quite fresh gesso. I just added some water before we started because it was open for a long time, so it was getting really thick. So I'm trying to spread it instead of putting a thick coat. I take the excess and I move it on the embellishments or on the other parts of the base. Okay, let's try to paint the skull from the other side. It's going to be painted anyway, so it doesn't have to be 100% black everywhere, right? If it's going to be agonizing over one detail, just don't do it. Paints will go into deeper parts of the project. Yeah, but it starts to look really cool and dark now. So we can use anything: resin, glass, plastic, paper, any kind of chipboards, any kind of metal embellishments, whatever you have on hand. Because once you start painting it, first of all, it is going to be sealed nicely. Oh, this one is broken. Oh, poor thing. Don't worry, I will help you. Heavy body gel to the rescue. Zombies. Yeah. I can see your creative imagination is working, which is very good. Ta-da. Hopefully this is going to hold it in place. Zombies. Yeah, zombie season is coming. I'm trying to find all the really annoying white spots. That's why I'm painting from different angles so I can check. For example, inside of the crown. Yeah, I know. I completely get it that Halloween is not celebrated all over the world because it is not part of the tradition. Also in Poland, it is something that only started to be popular a few years ago, and it is not celebrated the way it is celebrated in Ireland or in UK or in United States at all. We like the concept of the dressing up parties, and some of the kids want to dress up and visit the neighbors asking for treats, but we don't take it the same way. You can find some vibes like that also in a Mexican Day of the Dead and some, yeah. Exactly. And you can use these techniques to create projects inspired by this kind of celebration. But it's general concept of grungy, gothic, dark mood in the project. So it may be going with just the style you like, or maybe the music you listen to. Like some people like to listen to heavier rock, metal, gothic music, and they will be very happy to receive the gift, which is going with their personal taste. Yes, exactly. Dia de los Muertos is much more colorful than Halloween, though, I think. Halloween is more darker colors, while Dia de los Muertos is very colorful celebration. I absolutely love it. And in Polish tradition, we don't celebrate that day in a cheerful and happy way. We visit the graves of our families, like people in Mexico do. We put candles on the graves, but we don't make it into positive and I would say optimistic festival. It's more visiting the deceased friends and family, making sure they know we remember them. And it's much more nostalgic and also very beautiful celebration, but not as colorful as it is in Mexico. I really love the way it is done in Mexico, though, because I think it is much more fun way of remembering people we love and making them, inviting them to visit us at that time, to be together in a happy way. Goes more with my beliefs. It would be nicer, but in Poland, this is quite serious and sad day. So this is what I remember from my childhood, and when I was a younger teenager, I was always visiting graves of our grandmas and grandmas and grandpas, and we were just seeing each other, sometimes visiting family on that day. But I would prefer it to be happy celebration. Yes, I would prefer to party with them instead of crying. This would be just nicer for everybody, including that family, I believe. And it is done like that in many cultures. Like you remember them and you want to dance and sing together and bring back the good memories instead of thinking about the loss. This is just how people think about their beloved ones in a different way. But, it is also a very valuable lesson to learn about other cultures and how they think, what are the traditions, what they do, what they believe in. It is absolutely fascinating, I think. Okay, that should be almost there. We have a date in Panama. Date problem. Halloween is the October 31st, and 3 days later is Independence Day. So we have to switch decorations very fast. Oh, Oriana. Well, that's true. You have to switch them fast, but I think it's worth it. I've been celebrating Halloween since like 20 years ago, but only home, decorating room and watch scary movies. Yeah, well, I started going to dressing parties with my friends when I was still in Poland. What is my opinion on gessoing the embellishments first and attaching them to the project? You can do it. However, I very often change my mind when I make the composition, which means I would have a lot of elements gessoed already on the side, and I will never put them in the project in the end. So it's just easier for me to do it once it is there. I can see the whole composition. I can say, okay, it is done and finished, and then I just add the gesso. So I don't see a problem in doing that other way. If you're able to plan your work completely, you can do that. It's just whatever works for you. I've seen people doing that, and they tell me they prefer to paint first. I personally do it this way. That's funny. That's about the green hair at the mirror. That's lovely, Chris. Yeah, I think it just depends how you work. Because Christine, I'm not really great in very precise planning. I usually open a lot of the containers with different embellishments, elements, and I add them as I go. And that means it will be hard for me to predict which elements in the end will be on the project. I need to drink because I choke a lot. So now, before we are going to add paints or waxes or whatever you'd like to use on your project, you have to make sure it is going to be dry. Because if it's not dry, the gesso will mix with your colors and they will get dirty. And it is kind of disappointing to see that happen, especially if you have your beautiful, crispy color palette on your mind. No. So as far as we are now, we have like really 3 staple products which are great for the grungy, mysterious, dark or Halloween projects. We've got graphite paste, we've got crackle, and we've got black gesso. This is like this really staple combination of textures and the darker backgrounds that can inspire us to create in those darker tones and moods. Now we can work on the shine and creating effect that is going to highlight all the details and pick up the textures we would like to show. So with the black surfaces, it is really good idea to include some metallic finishes because metallic is going to show the textures better. And that means we can look at the metallic sprays, metallic paints, or metallic waxes. It totally dried out in just a few days. Yes, the same story as with the 3D gel. If you have problems with drying out, first of all, every time when you open the jar, you use it, add some water before closing. So it's going to keep moist. You can add fluid medium. So this is going to keep better liquid consistency of it. Some people put it in a Ziploc bag, so this is going to be closed even tighter. Sorry, this is my sick dog. So the funny noises in that room, these are my animals. For example, you, my dear. You want to go out, right? Yes. Okay. It's okay. You have to forgive me. She's not dying. She's just 15 years old and having some fluid in her lungs. So this solution with the with the paste, it's really good option. Also, just adding some water and stirring before closing every time. Yeah, just spray some water. Like Pascal said, hello Pascal, by the way. It's just what I do. I take the sprayer, when I have the jar, I just go 3-4 times, close it tightly, and then you can also put it into Ziploc. You can put it into darker, maybe I would say, but not very warm place. These are the things which are helpful, okay? And as long as you can still move it, you can always add water or the fluid medium to it and revive it. So you don't have to panic it's getting thick. You just need to add a bit of liquid to it, okay? Yes, cemeteries in Poland are very peaceful and they look beautiful as well. Let's look at the colors we would like to add. So for the Halloween, we can go with some purples and some blues for the night colors. Also some greens, which would be great for the bottom garden. Micro beads, yes, they are very similar size to mini art stones. Let's have a look. Some purples. Some blues, and some dark green. That would be nice combination of the colors to start, okay? Fluid medium to 3D gel or to waxes? No, not to the waxes. Waxes are based on the wax, and it's not mixing with water or acrylic. If you want to make the waxes more liquid for some reason, you have to use turpentine or thinner for the oil paints. Oriana, red for Nuno. No, maybe not today. So the colors I picked, it is Dark Forest, which is nice, clean green color. So the colder tones. Royal Blue. And these are like sample ones. So Midnight Sky and Crocus Fields. I think this is going to be nice composition of colors. Let's see how the paint is doing, because this is really old. So it may be dead. No, it is not dead. It's still perfectly liquid after over 2 years. And this is a little bit thicker, but still okay. Royal Blue. Let's see the Crocus Fields. Still fine, I think. Let me just touch it. Yeah. So if you can see your paint is getting thicker, this is the solution. You can add this and add the better than water additive to acrylic paints. They are going to get much more fluid. And this is exactly what it is in the paints anyway. So they are going to be very happy. Look at that. It's already turning into perfect consistency. That's so easy. This is like the must-have if you have a lot of paints or a lot of paste. That is like one of the most useful thinner for all of these, except waxes. So just to remind you, because you are watching and I can see 100 people, 34, if you would be so kind and like the video, that would help a lot. Because this way, if you give me the thumb up, the video is more visible and it's easier for people to find it later as well. And it's also making that a little bit better position on YouTube. So I really appreciate your support, and I hope you enjoy what you are watching. And for all the people who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anna Dabrowska, and people call me Finnabair. I'm the product designer and mixed media artist. I work with Prima Marketing, creating all these paints for you. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. And I teach classes, mixed media classes, as my job. This is my main job. And usually I was traveling all over the world and I was teaching classes in person. But now this is impossible. So I switched to classes which I teach through Patreon subscription. So you can get 2 unique classes every month from me for only €10 per month. If you go to subscription, you can cancel anytime as well. And you get the content that nobody else except patrons can see. So this month, we are going to do 2 very cool projects. One is recorded video with the Crackle and the book. And the second one is super duper Baba Yaga house that I was advertising already. Just showing you, tomorrow we are going to alter and turn this frame into super cool altered art project. This thing that I put in the paint is called fluid medium. Yeah, liquid color fluid medium. And this is acrylic based for the paints. So you can use it just to revive the paints. If you can see, they are not so happy. But if you don't have it, even adding some water is going to help. So you're not going to cause a lot of harm. It's better to do something than nothing. Okay? So if you feel that your paints are getting too dry, don't leave them to die. Just help them a bit. So yeah, so talking about Patreon, we have tons of fun together. If you want to go on the higher tiers, we also have giveaways and surprises, and we have special exclusive live stream for the highest tiers as well. So this is something that you can join for, just try for 1 month to see if you like it. And then you have the content coming to you every time when I post something. There's application on the phone, or there is website sending you notifications. You go, you see it anytime you want. So also with this video, if you can't watch the whole one, don't worry, it's going to be recorded and it's going to stay on my page forever. So you can come back and see how the whole process was done if you only joined me moments ago, or you have to go to bed or to work. Glycerol is better than water, but the liquid color is medium the best. I never use glycerol, honestly, because I never had it in my hands. And when I spoke to the guys in the lab, they said not really, because it's going to keep the paint wet forever. If you put too much, it may not dry or even on the project. So you have to be very delicate with the application of the glycerin or glycerol. It's better to go with the water. Like clean water from the tap is okay. Okay, I will let my dog in. Idź się połóż. Idź się połóż. No chodź. Idź się połóż. Tak. Yeah, you have to forgive me. She's not only old, she's also deaf, and she has a bad cough. So that's why I tell her to go to lay down and rest. Okay, so now we are not going to repaint it completely. We want the paints to flow and to mix with each other. So it's going to look more like watercolor effect. The balls, I don't think so. These paints are too thick to really help with the balls that much. It's better to revive them by adding liquids, I think. So again, focusing for a moment, I take one of the brushes, and let's say we want to do more of the blue and purple on the top and more of the green on the bottom. Okay, so let's start with the green, and I'm just going to go with a bit of that into different parts of the composition. And to make the paints flow better and not to cover completely, you can spray water on them while they are still wet. So I always say that to people when they work with acrylic paints, please remember they are water reactive as long as they are wet. So to make these effects nicer and more natural looking, just let them float a little bit. So they're going to create more like spray effect instead of hard repainting. Yes, if wax is dried up, you can use turpentine, or you can use the same medium you use for oil paints, which is usually turpentine anyway. So I'm just introducing other colors into this green a little bit to add the magical vibe. And again, once I add some of this blue and this purple, I'm going to use water again. So going to mix with each other nicely. So it's very careless painting. Honestly, this is very careless painting. And now water. No problem. I'm here to help. Remember, once they are dry, they are permanent. So all the effects you would like to get, you should do it now while the paints are still wet. So I'm adding a little bit of this green for extra interest here as well, and maybe a little bit more of the green here and the purple on the flowers. Just go with the flow, see what happens. That should be okay. Water have not worked with for illusions paint, but the glycerol did. The paint soft again. This but liquid full. You know why? Because what the liquid fluid medium is, it's in fact the base of the paint. So I don't know exactly how what is the formula of the dilution paints. Maybe they have more of the acrylic binder in them, sorry, and that's why they are getting different consistency, different results. It's good to try different things, and it's very smart you decided to try 1 or 2 solutions before you gave up. Oh, I'm happy you like Opal Magics. They're really special. Oh, that's big, big goal, Mandy. I hope one day it is going to happen. Sounds so cool. If you can share that video with your friends who may be interested with mixed media projects, please do it, because of course I'm very happy to get some new followers and to spread the love for mixed media as much as possible. So don't be shy. Maybe somebody is going to try similar techniques on their future projects as well. So now it's proper drying before we will decide if this is enough and we can go for finishing touches or not. So I just make sure every part of the composition is completely dry, and you can see how nicely it is turning. Nice. How do you keep that heat gun so quiet? I don't know. Do I? I was thinking it is loud. I just talk very closely to the phone, so maybe that's why you can hear my voice really well. That is possible solution here. The phone is basically in front of my face and my mouth. Is the fluid medium like the binder for the pigments? Yes, very similar. Ah, most of the new phones have a noise cancelling microphone on them. They mute the background noises. Wow, I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. So it's almost dry. I'm just trying to dry that part inside of the flowers because this is the most annoying part. And you can still see the crackles. Yeah. Metallique is picking it up a lot. It's helping these crackles to shine. So now I think it's enough of the background color. I can now work on the highlights. And I need to just decide which colors I would like to go with. I think I want to do really nice lights, especially light coming from the skull. Okay. Not bad at all. Of course, now we need to highlight the details, and I want to recreate the effect like the light is coming from this part. So I need to put most of the shiny products on the top of that. And then we can use, again, the canvas as inspiration to show you what kind of effects you can get easily. I just close the paints because I don't think I'm going to use them anymore. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Thank you for helping. Thank you for support. And thank you for donations as well, because some of you were kind enough to make a donation to the channel. Silver, platinum, yeah. Have a good night. Okay. I'm putting the last layer. Yeah, that looks good. So let's have a look at the canvas I was showing you. You can see there was moonlight effect, right? I created a very big moonlight, and we can use similar trick to make our skull shine in a beautiful way. So first of all, we can make it really bright, really light, and we can use it as a source of light to put nice effect, and a lot of texture will be visible on our background. So if we want to go with that, the most shiny options there are some waxes in metallic colors, such as old silver, for example, and there are also some acrylic paints which would be a very good solution. For example, white pearl metallic. This is one of the colors that I use a lot to get really bright effect. But also, and this is the trick I used in that class, I combined these two colors to make the moon. So now we can use that as inspiration and use sparks, unicorn's hair, and white pearl metallic to color our skull and make that as a nice focal point that is going to add this magical light to the composition. So that is very nice option. Also, a very easy technique to do is, in fact, adding waxes. And if you'd like to get the waxes into this natural shiny color, I would say the best combination is of the white gold, which is in fact corresponding with unicorn's hair. That is good one. And the second to go with that is old silver. That is going to make nice cold colors. Oh, sorry, brushed iron. Where is the silver? Yeah, again, brushed iron. How many brushed irons do I have here? Where is the silver? Here. Ta-da! So these two. We can start with the wax. However, I'm not going to wax the skull. I will paint it now in a moment. This, I will just squeeze a bit of that color on the palette so I can pick it up with the brush. So this is old silver. You can see it's quite light. Oh, thank you, Karen. You are so cute. Oh, the matte wax black. It keeps separating and getting oily and chunky. What can you do about that? It's not wax at all. It looks like, yes, because this is different formula. It's a different formula to regular wax. So when you have it, it's always going to have some crumbles in it. And you have to mix it properly before application. So let me show you mine. Where is mine? Just a moment. wax. Looking for this one. This is the one I have. Yeah. That's regular wax metal container one. Ah! I was thinking mine was a problem because it is separating sometimes, but no. Matte box black. It keeps separating and getting chunky. What did I get about? It's not all waxy at all. I think you can. Well, yeah, that one exactly. This is matte wax, and this is the one which is separating. Sometimes this is because there's pigment as well. It's not going to be super smooth as the other waxes. Once you do it, the best way to avoid the problem is take it out from the tin, put it on the palette, smear it nicely with the finger or with the brush, and then apply it from that plate on the project, because these grains of pigment are always going to be there. But when you apply it on the surface, you're basically rubbing that back off. If it feels oily, it is the pigment separating, and some people, they complain it's too liquid. Let it dry a little bit. Leave it open for an hour or 2 hours or 4 hours. So it is going to dry up a little bit. This is one of the reasons we put it in the tubes, because in the tubes it is going to be a nice reduction of the separation as well, because less air is going to go into the product. Metallic black. Okay, I will try to keep that in mind. So now we can just imagine this is the source of light, and now try to pull that light from the skull. So I will try to find a brush that is going to be quite too big for this project. Something a bit smaller. Maybe this one. Okay? Now I pick up the silver color, trying to rub it in the brush a lot. As you can see, I'm rubbing off the excess, making sure it all looks nice, rubbing excess. And now let's imagine the light comes out of the skull and goes all the way down, touching the tops of the house, the face from the top, and it goes to the sides as well. You put one coat everywhere to make sure your textures are going to be very visible. You can see what happens already. I'm just going to put one coat everywhere to start. Delicate, don't be heavy-handed, okay? Delicate. And now, of course, the light also goes up, right? So this is going to go this way. And of course on the sides, so we have to wax the wings. But this is going to be the source of light, so closer we need more light. Further away we need just a little bit. So here I'm not going to put too much, but here I will start to put another layer. I'm pretending my skull is shining like a light bulb. On the sides and closer to the composition, it's lighter. You can see what happened? This light comes from the skull. Makes sense. And then a little bit on the way down. Now, to make this color a little bit more natural, I'm going to introduce a little bit of the white gold. So it's going to warm it up. And again, I start from the source of light. So think about light bulb, okay? Light bulb is going this way and up and to the sides. And close to the skull, we repeat many, many times. And then just a little bit. The further you go, just a little bit. we don't want to cover the natural background color. We want to see the green, we want to see the blue. You see what happened? This is enough of the wax. Otherwise, if you want to maybe highlight that face a little bit more, maybe the number, now you can just touch with your finger, but don't overdo it. Remember, we want this to look kind of magical when the light comes from the source, right? Remember the light bulb. That is probably the best way to describe it. Now, we're going to paint the skull with the very, very shiny paints. Hopefully I didn't wax it too much, so it's not going to make my my work hard. I just have to clean my hand because it's so dirty. Yeah, it's a game changer. Yeah. But you can do the same with acrylics, but you have to be very light-handed with dry brushing. Thank you. I'm happy you enjoyed. And I'm trying to find the best ways of describing things because I know it is not always easy to imagine everything. So I tried to help you with some of the solutions I found myself already. Okay, these two colors together. Yes, the eye will stick. No worries. I take smaller brush so I can paint the skull better. And you have to put 2 coats minimum. This is not too soft brush. And don't go inside of the eyes because you don't want to make it flat, right? You can also color the crown. And this is color which is called unicorn's hair. It's super shiny. And that means it is going to reflect the light in a beautiful way. Now we can combine with the white pearl to make it lighter. This is metallic white pearl. And again, don't put it inside of the eyes and don't put it inside of the mouth. Well, I'm not sure if you still call it mouth when it is skull, but let's say yes. And look at that. Yeah, that looks creepy and spooky. That's exactly what we wanted. We can now add a little bit more of this golden tone, especially on the crown or on the forehead. Right? The more layers of the paint you are making, the more layers you're putting on, the more saturated the shine is going to be. So if you are not sure if it's enough, try to look from the distance. But I think I really like it, to be honest. I think it does really great job. And now, yeah, Pirate House, that is also good idea. You look on the nicer background. Well, not so nice, but still okay. Well, we have to put the eye inside, and I picked the eye in the right color, so it is going to be fitting perfectly. Blue eye is probably the best color here. I will think about adding some colors, maybe a tiny bit of the highlights somewhere with the wax, maybe, but not too much. I don't want to really lose the details. My cats are funny, just emerging from behind the sofa. So not too much, but I keep adding, right? Stop. Sticking the eye in. Again, piece of cardboard. Or I have even better solution here. 3D foams. 3D foam squares. And one more to fill that empty gap. And one more to go a little bit up. Still not holding it. Mandy, thank you so much. Oh, my dear, you've made my day. Thank you for the kind donation. You are so, so loved. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now let's put heavy body gel in. I'm so, so happy you like it. Sorry. Suczka. Idź się połóż. Idź się połóż. No idź. Idź. She wants something, but I'm not sure what. The question is, does she know? So I'm just touching that a little bit with this unicorn hair paint. And I'm going to add finishing touches with the micro beads. I just made this eyeball a little bit more, I'd say not dirty, but matching the colors of the paints around. No worries. Oh, that was the plan. Thank you. I hope to inspire you to make a lot of beautiful and a little bit creepy projects. I wanted to show you the techniques which are going to be the best combination to get that results. And of course you can use them for so many more other things. But this way you get the ideas which are hopefully going to change your experience, and you're going to use that happily in the future. So thank you so much for the donation, and I really feel grateful for your support. Hello, Ksenia. Good to see you, my dear. So now the last thing I wanted to add for extra textures, these are the micro beads. And now you have to just make those hard decisions. What color? Because we already have a bit of this color. We also have a bit of this color in the project. And we can add black. Black is going to be nice touch. It's going to be like, you know, darker berries. And I really think about combining maybe these two together. And I told you that usually the easiest way to apply art stones or micro beads is just to apply quite generous amount of the gel medium and sprinkle on the top and let it dry. Gel medium, so soft gel in gloss or matte finish is completely transparent after drying. So let's now add beads and pieces here in the garden. So those textures to add special effect and a bit of magic. I'm happy that your son likes it as well. I'm quite proud to say a lot of husbands, sons, teenagers, and in general, not very scrapbooking focused people They quite like my projects. I think I have a certain niche that I can fit in with my style, and they really enjoy those a bit heavier looks. So let's go with the black. I will put the black closer to the bottom. And I will try to add a little bit of silver closer to the top. Ira, jak ty się zachowujesz? Sorry for the dog, she's not dying, she's just being dramatic and she wants something from me and I'm home alone. I have no idea what does she want. Maybe she wants something to eat. 15 years old, so she is grumpy grandma at this stage. Sorry. Yeah, this is like salt and pepper sprinkler. So please forgive me special noises. Try to imagine this is Halloween monster creeping in, okay? So please just ignore it. Okay, now I will tap off the excess. Yeah, she wants cookies. She's trick and treating now. As you can hear, I've got a big bucket for rubbish here, so it's always convenient to have it on hand. And yeah, I think we can proclaim it finished. I don't want to put textures on the top. I think it's shiny enough. I think the creepy castle or the spooky house is done. Of course, now you can take the heat gun and dry it. And you will smell the waxes at this point because they are going to melt a little bit when you do it. I will give you a closer look just in a second. I will just blow a little bit on the micro beads. Go away, go away. Okay. So they stick better to the gel. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you like the ideas and the techniques and the products. And if you like my way of teaching classes, if you like my way of demoing things, you can maybe consider joining me on Patreon as well. This is a way of keeping me in the business and keeping me on the track with the online classes, because with very small support, you can just make huge difference for me, and I can work from home without traveling too much in the times when I can't. And you get projects done this way in a special group, and a lot of other bonuses such as discounts, giveaways, surprises, and so on. So if you would like to get honest opinion, you can ask any of my patrons and see what they're going to tell you, and tell you about the experience, how they like it or how they don't like it. And I really will appreciate any help. So please support, join me on the Patreon page, even if for some time to try. It is going to be hopefully nice experience for you, because you're going to get the content from the previous months as well visible, so you can see what we have done together. So the link to my Patreon page I'm going to post in the comments, or maybe one of the girls is going to do it. And in the meantime, does the smell of the wax dissipate? Yes, with the time it is going to go softer and softer, and in the end it is going to be almost not possible to smell it. It is sweet vanilla smell. So some people are really sad when it goes away. Thank you so much, Moika. See you tomorrow. I'm going to get ready in the morning or in the early afternoon, and I will record that part that I want to have prepared so before I'm going to start. Thank you so much. You can have a look. This is the answer that Patricia was asking. After gesso, can you still see the crackle? Yeah, can you see the crackle? This is exactly, yeah, Baba Yaga house. Yeah, I can't wait. If you are delicate with the gesso and it is thinner gesso, you add some water to it, the crackles are not going to disappear. Yeah, thank you, Gabi. I would love to come back to Mexico. As soon as I can, I will try. But I know in the future, I will have to reduce my traveling because it's not going to be possible to travel so much. So I would try to do more and more of the online as well. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. I will just... I know. If you want to find the link to Patreon, it is in the description of the video. Yes, it's in the description of this video. There is a link to Patreon page, and you can join before tomorrow. And tomorrow we are going to make this metal frame into proper Baba Yaga's hut. So it's going to be kind of a challenge. It doesn't fit too well in the screen. I will have to go like all the time, but I think it's going to be completely worth it. And the back of that is possible to open as well. So I will be able to go inside and add some details. And it's going to be with wings. And it's going to have some similar skull on the bottom. And then it's going to be all in the magical forest vibe. So because Baba Yaga from the Slavic fairy tales, she lived in a forest and chicken-legged house. I'm not going to make a chicken leg, but I'm going to add the wings for sure. My cat is called Baba Yaga. My cat is called Yaga as well. This hut is coming tomorrow for the Patreon video stream, and I will start preparing earlier during the day, so I will add some elements so you just don't have to see the whole process because it's going to take forever. Thank you so much for visiting. Thank you so much for all the lovely time. Let me tell you my goodbyes. Oh, come on, yeah. Hello. Let me show you the project from the distance as well. You can see we did quite good job with the light coming from the top. So you can use that trick of cumulation of the light in some part of the project to get this really cool focal point, which is important in some of the compositions. And you can use waxes, but you can also combine the look of the metallic acrylic paints. So if you have any questions, if you have some, something you'd like to know, this is the right moment to ask. I will just sit here for a moment to see if there is any special need. The back of it looks terrible, so I will need to paint it black later, but I think the eye is adding a lot. I'm going to put eye like that on the Baba Yaga's house as well. I have that on my mind, and there's going to be a lot of symbolic elements in that house. I have a moth and I have some small skulls and a big skull, and it is going to have natural touched roof, which I'm going to make with some sticks. So it's going to be absolutely a lovely project to work on. That's why I'm so excited. Yeah, horror story on the back, I know. This apron, it's just, this is what I do. I clean my fingers and it is waterproof already. And it's probably 2 years old. I don't wash it because washing only is clogging the washing machine. Doesn't really make any difference. So it's a lot of gel medium and acrylic paint and waxes on the top. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Share this video with your friends. There's still plenty of time to create your decorations if you want to make. Yes, if you are Patreon, you can watch the classes forever. Like, they are not disappearing. As long as you stay in subscription, you can watch over and over again, and you can also watch from the previous months over and over again, and from 2 months ago, 3 months ago, you have access to everything that was created so far for the tier that you pick. So it's, for example, for €10, there is access to minimum 2 videos per month. So from every month, you will see 2 videos. And if you pick €50, you're going to have the access to 3rd special video and some extra prizes as well. So it all depends what you want to get. For example, this month I started special loyalty program. So all the patrons which are going to be in October on €25 or €50 tier, they're going to get a gift, the badges and the greeting card, every person. Yes, it's like Netflix, exactly. Nuneka is right. By the way, Nuneka's got her own Patreon as well, and you can follow her and you can support a wonderful artist from Spain. So not just Polish artists from Ireland, and also wonderful artists from Spain. I'm just saying, her stuff is cool. So it's like Netflix. You pay once and then it just, repeats the payment automatically on the card or on the PayPal, depending which one you do. And you just don't think about it. It just goes every month. And then you have access to everything all the time. New colors or waxes, please forgive me if we have said. I didn't use new colors of waxes here because their new colors there were no new colors released. We have the tubes, but they are the same colors inside of the tubes. So there's no change of the color. This is just new packaging. So everything that was already done in the tins, now it is repacked in the tubes, and from now on we are going to go in the tubes. Okay, so no new colors. It is just 2 colors of wax, old silver and white gold, which I used here, and they are now in the tubes. But this is the same wax as old silver in the tin. We changed it to the tubes, listening to the customers who were saying they would love them to last longer, and they would love them to stay fresh longer, to extend the shelf life of the product, and to help with the application, so people have better control over how much of the product they really take out from the tube. This was after longer consideration, and we decided the problem of the separation of the wax is going to be minimum now, because small bit of the air is going to access the actual product anyway. So if you didn't see the whole video of the spooky house and now release the spooky castle, you can rewatch that stream anytime you want. I'm going to make a pretty cover for this video Tomorrow I will take nice photos of the house so you can see it in real light, because it is I have good light here, but it's not the same as it would be outside. And if you have any questions, you can also leave me the comment under the video, and I will try to come back to it. Please, please share the video with your friends, support the artist, and you know, just create. This is the most important part. Get the inspiration going, try new things, try to play. I hope after this video you have some ideas how to create darker themed projects for yourself. Thank you so much. Yes, exactly. I just want you to feel inspired. And please don't forget to like the video. Exactly. Let's give YouTube know that this is important content. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm very, very happy to be here with you. Now I need to clean my stuff. I need to take care of this dog who... do you sell your projects? Very rarely I sell my projects, to be honest. I just don't do it because it's hard to put a price on something. Sometimes I give them away as gifts or giveaways. My patrons on the highest levels, they get the chance to win some of my projects as well from time to time. And some of my friends have my projects. I only sold my project maybe 5-6 times in my life. See you tomorrow, Vasily. See you tomorrow, my patrons. Thank you so much for the support. And thank you to all the people watching all over the world. We had great audience today, way over 100 people. Friday night, this is great. So share the love, spread the information about the free mixed media class you can watch here on YouTube. Tell them this is the way to try new things, to learn about the products, and we see each other in social media. So check my Instagram, please. It's called Finnabair, of course, and Finnabair Studio is my brand Instagram, so you can see projects from my design team. Please visit my website, finnabair.com. There are 2 tutorials per week done by my super talented ambassadors and design team. And Anat is one of my design team members. She was helping here today. I'm deeply grateful. And you can learn about the product so much. So, guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I have to go and see what is the emergency here. And we see some of you tomorrow during the live stream. Bye. Finish.